Guys, Aldershot here. We're going to do a Warframe Beginner's Guide, and we're going to do it on Nova today. This will be the first guide on the advanced Warframes. Nova will be the first one featured. And she's quite a girl, let me tell you. She's probably one of the most DPS-oriented Warframes available right now, okay? We'll come to understand that when we explore her abilities. You can attain her through farming the Raptor in the Europa star system right here. Just, you know, kill Raptor a couple times. And hopefully you'll get all the necessary parts to build her and all that. Anyways, let's go into our usual Zini test so we can talk about her abilities and what she's all about. Now, Nova, being DPS oriented, she suffers a little bit from squishiness. She is definitely she has one of the lowest shield ratings in the game. However, she also has the second highest speed rating in the game. Very close to Loki, actually. So she's very fast.
Until reinforcements arrive.
As you can see, she can be quite fast. Alright, and as mentioned before, she is very DPS oriented Warframe. We'll explore why now. So our first ability is Null Star. And the way it works is it surrounds you with these like orbiting orbs. And any mob that comes within a certain feet of you, like fairly close to you, they'll automatically seek them out and do damage to them, and also stun them for a short period as well. So it's good for like personal amounts of crowd control. It's defensive in that way. It also does a certain amount of damage from each orb that hits them as well. And you can gain more orbs through the higher rank, and through continuity mods and such like that. Her second ability is antimatter drop, and it's quite an interesting little ability. You actually control this orb that I shot at with the cursor, as you can see. There you go. Boom! And it explodes on contact, or whenever it ends, okay? Now the cool thing about it is, if you shoot it while it's in the air, or if your teammate shoots it, or even if the mobs shoot it, any damage absorbed by it will actually transfer to the final explosion as well. So the more damage it absorbs, the more damage it gives in the end. So it's a very good kind of a AoE sort of attack. It does quite a bit of damage, especially with enough bullets pumped into it. Now her third ability is really nice as well. Is her wormhole. It's a quick transporter move. There you go. See, I was over there, and I transferred over here. It's basically a wormhole. It's point A to point B. You know, it's really good for getting from one area to another. The higher rank it goes, the more mobs or team members you can transfer. Alright, so rank 1 you can only transfer one person, and the higher rank, like rank 2 or rank 3, you'll be able to transfer more. Very good for group travel. So it makes her even faster, gives her even more of a mobility potential. She can also reach, like, you know, areas that you might not supposed to be able to get to, or just higher reaching areas, which is pretty cool. Just like that. So it's very useful. And her last ability, I'll show you in game, is Molecular Prime. This is pretty much her creme de la creme move. This is what a lot of people, a lot of Nova users tend to spam. I'll demonstrate that now. Hit 4 for Prime Key, and boom, explodey. So basically what it does is, because of my Null Star, I didn't really demonstrate what it actually does, but what it does is that it primes any enemies in the vicinity of the area. It has a very large range, let me tell you, okay? It primes them up, it slows them down, and they also take double damage. As you see, they slow down, he's going to take double damage. So it's a really good debuffer. Anyone that dies in the prime state, they will also explode, and then that AoE damage will also, you know, hopefully cause a chain reaction, causing everyone else that's primed to explode as well. Very good during the lower and mid-range mobs. You'll be able to pretty much clear them out with that ability alone. Okay. Now during higher levels, that ability's damage doesn't scale quite as well. So at that point, what you're going to want to do is still prime everything, but use it as a debuffer rather than just a damage dealing ability. Okay? So Molecular Prime really is her signature move that a lot of people use. Now Nova is a caster type, meaning she's going to be very dependent on her abilities. You gotta make sure she's always energized up. She has something to use, okay? Because when she doesn't have any abilities to use, she's a lot squishy. She's really, really squishy. So she's not really... I'm kind of playing her around because I'm using a lot of melee. She actually really likes cover, and you don't really want to be in the open too long, because she can't take a lot of gunfire. So you're going to want to prime them up, then shoot them from a distance. She'll be able to kill a lot of dudes that way. And you're going to want to use Nullstar for protection as well. Anyone who does get close to you, you can stun them a little bit, give you a chance to get away from all the chaos and regroup yourself. Her speed is also going to be her greatest asset as far as defense goes as well. As you can see, I jump in the middle of that and start taking a lot of damage. My shield's starting to fail very, very quickly. So again, you kind of want to stay in a distance, prime things up, and then kill them at a distance. Alright, and you're going to want to use her speed and probably her wormhole from time to time to put yourself in that advantageous position. So as you can see, I'm doing a lot better using cover and using distance to my advantage. And of course, it's not too bad when it's just one or two, you can get in the face. She's not that squishy. Now, you can compensate her squishiness with mods, defensive mods, but because she's a caster, you're really going to want to enhance her energy efficiency. Okay, so you're going to want to use mods that gives her more energy in her pool. You're going to want to use mods that make it cheaper to cast things, and all that sort of stuff. And because her speed, her basic speed stat is so great, I want to emphasize that as well. So basically, I'm kind of just hoping that I can kill things fast enough at a distance that damage doesn't become a concern anymore. Of course, that's just a pipe dream. It's not always going to be the case. But that's generally how Nova is played. Again, she's very, very DPS oriented. She makes a great debuffer at end game with her Molecular Prime. Wormhole's really good for getting from point A to point B. So let's say you're doing an event that, you know, you have to get from point A to point B a lot. There's a lot of events that does that. If you don't have a Loki or a Vault, Nova is a good third choice because of the wormhole. If you're looking for
Corpus walkers are heading to
if you're looking for like secrets in the void, Nova is essential to have because of her wormhole, being able to teleport your teammates into hard to reach areas and such. Generally speaking, Nova is played fairly highly. She's quite a popular pick, especially by those who are, you know, just loves glass cannoning. And Nova really is the glass cannon of Warframe in more ways than one. When she was first introduced to the game, there were so many Novas. It was ridiculous. Like, everything was just getting Molecular Prime. Everything. And they actually nerfed Molecular Prime's AoE damage a little bit, so it was even more powerful in the beginning. I mean, it's still pretty powerful now. So, I wouldn't really call it nerf. It's more like a rebalancing more than anything else. So, you know, Nova does make a good team player because of her debuff. She's a little tiny bit harder to play solo because of how squishy she is, and because she lacks any real sort of power control maneuvers. But, you know, if you're diligent and you play smart, you should be able to do fine with Nova. But if you enjoy DPSing, you enjoy doing piles of damage, glass cannoning, you know, that sort of kind of player, Nova is probably a good choice for you. And she also, I should mention that she was the first community built Warframe, as in, they actually consulted, oh my, I'm getting hurt a lot. They consulted the community a lot on her development, on her design, and even in her name, her abilities, the naming of her abilities, etc., etc. So she's kind of a community built Warframe, which is kind of interesting. She's definitely one of my favorite Warframes to play as. I played as her a lot. at the start of my Warframe career. Of course, I kind of moved on. I really like Loki now. You'll notice that I use Loki a lot in my videos. Not to say that Nova's, you know, any less than Loki. I guess Loki just kind of matches my playstyle a little bit better. But I still like taking Nova out for a run or two every now and then. Her speed and her damage potential is a whole lot of fun. And you know what? I kind of like playing a squishy Warframe. It has a layer or a degree of challenge, you know? And her damage potential definitely makes up for any amount of squishiness, as you can tell. Why deal with damage when you can just kill the damage before it even happens, right? Oh my. At least, in theory, that's how it should work. So as you can see, as long as you can keep collecting those energy orbs and you can keep priming everything, you shouldn't have too much of an issue with Nova. Her molecular prime is definitely her greatest asset. You can actually combo it with Nullstar a little bit, since you're taking more damage, especially in the higher to mid levels. The Nullstar itself should be able to pop in molecular prime, without you having to take it, which is kind of nice. Now, I'm not using my molecular drop, or my antimatter drop all that much right now, because I find during single player it's kind of a little mediocre because of the slow speed and because I have molecular prime that can do most of the damage anyways. I like doing it in co-op play with other team members because I find most people know what it's about. When they see it, they do shoot it, and then we see giant, big, explosive damage, and that's always fun. Well, that's pretty much Nova. I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw.
Very impressive.
Again, Nova is a great Warframe. She's very DPS oriented. So yeah, there you go. If you enjoyed this at all, please subscribe, help me grow, as I am still a very small channel, and would love to grow with everyone watching. Well, that's it for me, guys. Aldershot out.